Hello, this is Bridget Rau with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, so I have the tarot here for a reading, and I have thinking, feeling, wanting, and then some influencing energy up there. So whoever you're asking about, whatever you're dealing with at this time, whoever you're dealing with at this time, the thoughts. We had the Two of Earth, which is a balancing act. It says choices, considering options, come to terms, financial decisions, multiple priorities, what I'll do. So whoever you're connected to, I feel like they just don't know what to do. They are trying to figure out like the best decision for themselves when it comes to, priorities, not just love, not just money, not just like they're trying to be very smart, basically. Like, I want to make the best decision for all reasons. And the Chariot here is about control, forward movement, focus, action, willpower, success, travel. And I feel like this is probably causing, like, I feel like there is a sense of, like, I'm trying to control way too much. Like, you can't control everything. And when you try to, you screw things up. It's like, if I'm trying to just always succeed or always be, like, ahead of everybody else or be better than, or I feel like this person has a lot of that in them. Like, I need to be best. I need to do better. I need to have more, be more, better, 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 better. And so there's never like a consideration of like what feels good or what is fun or nice, or like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're always trying to outdo or control everything, every action is simply just because we're wanting success or wanting people to think that we're the best at something or we're better than others or whatever, it doesn't usually, bring about that within ourselves. Like, if we're that consumed or focused on that type of shit, it usually hinders us from having those good things, because it's not a true victory. It's like a ego victory. And then with the World, this is achievement, success, sense of belonging, accomplishment, wholeness, integration, fulfillment, travel. So again, it's like they want to make the right choices that are gonna bring them to, like, aha, I've done it. I am the best. I did the best that I could possibly be. But again, it's like, at the cost of what? At the cost of, like, you may have fulfillment in your, like, bank or something, or fulfillment in your sense of, like, I did something better than them, or I have more than you do, or stupid shit like that. But inside, or like, wait, your feelings, your emotions, content type of energy doesn't exist there when you make decisions based off of that solely. So it's like they're so worried about their end game, they're not enjoying the way there, and they're probably not going to enjoy when they get there, when they realize that they've surrounded themselves with things that don't truly matter. So this is about reevaluating misinformation, getting inner clarity, hostility, blocked communication. So I feel like they could be figuring that out, like realizing, like, yeah, like, I may have been too focused on this type of stuff that's not actually gonna support me or fulfill me in the way that most people want. It's like, at the end of the road, you want to have just like peace, calmness, and to feel supported, to feel like you've made the right choices in sense of, like, who you are, or being a good person. Having more than your neighbor isn't usually something that makes people feel all fulfilled and warm and fuzzy at the end of their life. And even like, and when you don't approach it like that, you usually do end up having a lot, and then you can share it with people or be, like, kind about it, so more comes. But when you're in that state of, like, I gotta just be better than everybody, and you're not doing the bettering for, like, the grand, like, everybody, it's selfish, and then it usually causes a lot of like isolation or sadness or disconnect with others because it's not nice. And then this is Messenger of Fire, which is lovable, rogue, exciting plans, charismatic, good news, creative, energetic, charming, playful, traveler, childlike, free thinker. So I feel like they could be redirecting themselves into realizing like maybe they were more so, being hasty or impatient with things. Maybe they were pessimistic about life or the ability to have like good stuff, or they just weren't weighing their options in the correct manner, which was probably caused by fears, doubts, insecurities, other people, things that they've seen others do or have gone through, or their own stuff in their own life, whatever their childhood could be like, their parents' situation, all of that. And then here, this is finding home within yourself, achieve a personal mini goal, conquering self-doubt. So this type of behavior of like, I gotta have more, be more, do more, I gotta get more than you, I gotta be better than everybody, I want to succeed at all costs, and success. It's usually because of like that self-doubt. Like, I'm not good enough, I need to prove myself, I need to do more, be more, better, so that people think I'm good. But it actually causes people to like not see that. So it's like cut off your own foot. But I feel like they could be starting to recognize like, oh, like I can have harmony, I can have more balance, I can feel good about myself without doing that shit or needing that stuff, because that's not going to amount to anything in the grand scheme of it. And then the messenger here is quick-witted, curious, vigilant, guarded, communication, thinks first, education, fights injustice, fair truth, mental agility. So the messenger of air, I feel like this person may be like very logical about their ways of dealing with life, and that could have disconnected them from emotions, or they could have been disconnected from emotions earlier on in their world, and that's why they've focused more on educating themselves, thinking, like making those types of decisions based out of logical, makes sense, gotta be better, rather than feeling their way through life or feeling what feels good within ourselves and with people. And then we had money matters. It says old money, marrying for money, bankruptcy, inheritance, contracts, family feud, massive loss or gain. So I feel like this is dependent upon where they're at, or like I feel like they again, like it's a natural instinct for most of us to worry about money and to think about money because it's ingrained into us on a societal level. In whatever we've gone through in our families and what we've seen our families go through, bankruptcy, all those things. Like, I feel like if they allow themselves to get carried away into all of that, they're going to actually create massive loss, and they're going to create a lot of like just wrong choices, like marrying for money and then losing it all, because that's what happens. It's like, oh, I'm going to go with you because you have money, but when you get there, it usually goes away, or something bad is going to happen, or you're going to learn a lesson that's like, this is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make choices that come from the heart, not from where can I gain in my pocket. And then the Nine of Air, this is depths of despair, worry, mental illness, anguish, feeling hopeless, dark thoughts, guilt, remorse, regret. So they could even already be like knowing this, like starting to have that redirect of like, oh shit, maybe I've been making the wrong choices. Maybe I've been motivated by the wrong things and I didn't recognize it before. So now I'm having regret and guilt and remorse and feeling bad about the choices that I've done. And so those could be things that they're healing and making little goals for themselves, like stop allowing myself to be motivated purely out of this or that. Let me try to approach life in a different way so that I can heal things that have been unbalanced or just going about it the wrong way. So I'm stopping. Don't cross, going within, considering options and decisions. So I feel like right now there's just like a standstill. They don't know what to do. There's like the instincts of like, I should do this so that I'm safe or secure or whatever. But then inside knowing like, if I solely do that, probably going to screw myself over from that anyways. It's like, if I'm just a good person and I show up and I do nice things and I follow my heart and I'm good at it and giving and all of that and make smart choices as well, but not only based out of these types of things, then I can succeed and be, happy and attract abundance and all of that and feel secure and safe. But there's still that instinct to like do the logical thing and fuck the heart and fuck the feelings, and it's, again, I feel like they're at a standstill where they don't know what to do with themselves in sense of all of that. What they want is to level up and to have a big development. They'd like to be traveling and have pleasure, manifesting forward progress. So they may be trying to figure out like where that's going to happen, or can that really happen? Like they may doubt that whole thing of like, when you're just good and you do good things happen. Like they probably doubt that, so they're trying to figure out like, what's my best movement? But when you go about things and you're not good to people, usually bad things happen. So they're probably learning those lessons and realizing those. So now that they're starting to see that and make different choices, they're probably like waiting for the progress. Like, okay, like I've stopped doing that. I'm trying to come from here. Where's that thing that's going to progress? Where's my turning point? So positive changes, out of the woods, rebuilding, acceptance, recovery, looking ahead. So they're starting to figure out, the things that they needed. So the Five of Pentacles is like rejection, turmoil, harsh conditions, financial ruin, loss, breakups, negative stuff. The opposite of that is like, okay, like, yeah, I may have put myself into a weird position, or I'm going to screw myself if I don't get myself right in the mind and in the balanced energies, doing things for the right reasons, and just being mature, being dependable, being stable, hardworking, grounded, and secure, a good person. Like, the other way is more so of like being ungrounded, possessive, hasty, greedy, disloyal, lazy, jealous, just like doing for me and not feeling or not taking others' feelings into consideration and all of that. So this is the guy that's actually very like, this is King of Pentacles, very abundant, very put together. He's got all his shit together, so I feel like this person could have a turning point where they are starting to like be who they need to be, or act in the way they need to act to actually become this man. But they may have been approaching it in the opposition way before. Like they may have been like kind of greedy or kind of lazy or kind of like trying to do things the way that they thought that they should do them, and they weren't allowing themselves to feel or be, what the true value is of people. Like when you have good values from within, you're valuable on the outside, you know your value, you know your worth, and you have it on different levels. It just creates that. But when you're trying to create value and worth on one level, it usually, you can get it like with money, but it cuts off all the rest of it. You don't have all those other things to support you. So this says storm brewing, no progress, delays or returning from travel, slow healing, bad to worse. So I feel like they don't like things have been slow, things have maybe been getting bad to worse for them. And when that happens, when you've gone through the Five of Pentacles, or you've lost something, or things have been difficult, it's not like a quick fix, it takes time, it takes dedication, and that's why it can be difficult to be like, am I even, like, maybe I'm making a mistake now, maybe I'm not seeing things right, maybe I should just go back to my old ways, my instincts of fuck everybody. So I feel like they're just having a slow go of it, but they do want to make amends. They want to change up what they've been doing within things with probably you and others. They want to embrace the change. They want to surprise others and show people like, I can, adapt, and I can make amends, and I can be this person that's doing the right stuff. Now up here, this is the Queen of Pentacles, who belongs with the King. But this is like mean-spirited, manipulative, jealous, shallow, possessive, ruthlessly ambitious. So I feel like somebody in their life may be this way, or they may have attracted those types of people in their life before because of how they were being. Usually when we're acting a certain way, we attract that. And it's interesting that she's underneath there, which is the Queen of Swords, which the mean Queen of Swords is sharp, pessimistic, overly critical, rude, gossip, evil, stepmother, unforgiving, scatterbrained. But on the positive side, she's quick-witted, strong, candid, inner strength, fear, chatty, realistic, and quirky. And then this one is prosperous, social butterfly, classy, nurturing, business savvy, grounded. So I think they may start to realize, like, when they stop embodying and this type of vibe, it's easier to be around these types of vibes. And they may have gotten used to manipulative, cold, cruel women, or abusive people, or just toxic, only there for money, only care about themselves, only want what they want, and can be very, like, ruthless and jealous and cutting. They may not even want you, they just don't want anyone else to have you, type of bullshit. I feel like they may be used to that, or they may have dealt with a lot of that, so they are probably trying to learn how to embrace healthy or normal, or people who aren't on that level. And then we have the creative spark, which is creative flow, new passion for love and life, taking inspired action. So this is that Ace of Wands, like wanting something better to come about, not wanting to be going backwards or doing things that were done before, or causing pain and despair, wanting to be content, having wishes filled, feeling gratitude, feeling satisfaction, having affection, and like just living the good life and enjoying themselves. But again, there's still fear. So there's doom and gloom, feeling nervous, like negative thoughts, don't know, like paralyzing fear. I don't know how to do this because I haven't done it before, but figuring it out slowly as I go. I feel like they basically just need somebody to collaborate to do some of the work for them, co-managing, helping to learn and synergize, because everybody's learning, everybody's figuring this out as they go. Nobody has all the answers, nobody knows everything, but it is a healing journey. So this is avoid burnout, rest, healing, recovery, self-care, meditate, seeking source. So I feel like whoever you are, whoever you're connecting to right now, the best thing to do is just not overload yourself, not take on too much shit. Release your burdens, reduce things that are causing you too much stress. Don't take on any more responsibilities than you need to. Delegate things if you can. Allow anything that's been, imbalanced or broken, inauthentic people, the false senses of security that we create around things and around our ideas, like, let that stuff go so that you can heal. And I feel like this is basically like, if things have been, over between you and somebody, or somebody backstabbed you, there was a dead end, a breakup, divorce, rock bottom, there will be either a comeback or reconciling or just getting over it, repairing and moving on. It doesn't mean you have to make amends and get back together, but you can make amends and heal to move on from there with a better understanding of how life is and what life should be and what you should do. So having that creative, clear vision, being fearless, a free thinker, savvy, charismatic, understanding, and letting go of the over-emotional, controlling ways of being, or repressing those emotions, so that people can become more, kind-hearted, diplomatic, living with a head-heart balance. They're not, living in a bunch of drama, and they can be creative in the way that they live their life. And then this is beginning, spontaneous, carefree, idealistic, innocent, unique, travel, the fool, taking that leap of faith, and then practicing that self-care, having healthy isolation where we meditate or contemplate, instead of feeling rejected or sad or left out in the cold or boredom or having a lack of motivation. It's like the times that we're on our own or dealing with like the repercussions of things, we're doing it healthily. We're self-care in those times by ourselves, so that we can, be sweet and have good shared moments between ourselves and others, and maybe revisit the past, or someone from your past returns or whatever. But when they do, you create more good memories rather than more turmoil and more chaos, or things that just don't work out for you. And then this is emotionally connected, deep feelings, intuitive, psychic, loving, divine feminine, like Queen of Cups energy. Just try to focus on loving yourself as much as possible so that you can be in that state and listen to your intuition, trust your intuition, know your emotions, and heal from anything that may need to heal. And then this is affection, attraction, romantic proposals, tactful, sensitive, chivalry, grace, charming, again, psychic, more water energy. I think this is like the Knight of Cups. Maybe this is the Page of Cups. I'm not sure what this is. I feel like there was disappointment, there was obsession, heartbreak, manipulating, revoked offers, stuff that sucked. So this is probably Page of Cups. So instead of that, people are going towards a place where they're going to be more truthful, sensitive, chivalry, having something that they give that's worth receiving, and being practical, patient, loyal, hardworking, protective, and persistent so that things can pay off that they create in their worlds, and walking away or releasing what doesn't serve. Anything that's unfulfilling, you're letting it go and you're moving forward, and because of that, you're having things take off in a movement towards alignment, going forward, and you may be attracting some sort of communication or some sort of action from somebody. Freedom, success, warmth, optimism, happiness, positivity, warmth, vitality, truth, and fun. Just good things that, are good. And then the Tower in reverse is there may have been delays or delaying the inevitable. You could have been averting disaster in the past, but I feel like you've had the clarity now to see things with your intuition, to make the necessary changes, to do what needs to be done so that you can let go of anything that's been like not good, like the underachieving, no common sense, bad news, missed opportunities, the lack of goals. People are shifting to make sure that they're, setting goals, studying themselves, working hard, becoming dependable, jumping in and becoming faithful to a cause that's worth being aligned with, and making the necessary changes in their life, whether it's the feminine or the masculine, whether it's to make changes and work together, or to make changes and just, disconnect completely. I think people are just making better choices and like growing up, healing and overcoming, finding the peace, seeing the light, solace for the pain, seeing clearly, breaking cycles so that they don't keep doing the same shit over and over and over. So recovery of, what was once painful in the depths of despair. You're learning how to overcome all of that shit and have that turning point within the emotions and the distraught type of things that were happening. So hopefully that made sense for somebody in your day. Namaste.